Hello, hello. Welcome for another episode of the Author Spotlight. Hey, it's your host with the most, your main man, Darren M. Palmer. So excited to be with you today. Today, I have the opportunity to go behind the scenes with the best-selling author, Miss Stacey Jailall. I'm just going to share a little bit about our special guest before I have her come on in her own way. She's from Long Island, New York, a native. She debuts as an author with her first book entitled Just You and I, a guide to building better communication habits with your partner. In her spare time, she enjoys trying new foods and treats, painting, creating, and traveling. Outside of writing, she is the founder and chief graphic designer of her own branding company called Think Branding Company. Is that company or just
Co.
Okay, all right, all
hmm
right. She's also the co-founder of a surprise travel company she owns with her better half called Project Getaway. Her passion for using her own experiences to empower and inspire others is the driving force behind all of her work. Now, I shared a little bit about your bio, Stacey, but if you don't mind, could you fill in any of the gaps for our audience that you would want them to know more about you or that you would like to share?
Okay, sure. All right, so I am the founder and chief graphic designer of Think Brand Co. I'm actually releasing my new website today because along the line, somewhat, I kind of lost focus of what I really initially started my company doing. And what I like to do is holistic branding. So it's kind of like a concept that I made up myself because I feel like as entrepreneurs, a lot of times we pour so much into our businesses that we forget to take care of ourselves. So yeah, I like to include with each of my like services is like a holistic guiding packet help you, manage your business better along with your life. Because the two they intertwine. You pour so much into your work that you kind of forget about yourself. So I'm actually rebranding, and today I'm releasing my website tonight at 8 p.m. So be on the look for that. But yeah, so that's about my branding company. And I also have a surprise travel company with my partner. So me and him, we love surprising each other. Every birthday, we have full surprise trips. So he doesn't, I tell him to block off like a couple of days, and he'll block off the day so he doesn't know exactly when we're going or where we're going or what we're doing. So each and every day, we get to our destination and we just plan different things for each other. So we decided, let's take that a step further. We love planning trips. Let's do that for other people. So yeah, so we have sites called projectgetawaytrip.com. People can go fill out the questionnaire, and then we'll plan the entire trip for them and send them to the airport. They find out at the airport where they're going, and then each day they open an envelope to find out what they're doing.
Now that's amazing. Now that's
Thank
amazing
you.
right there. Definitely, I know some people are going to be hitting me up right now. Come on, Darren. We will make sure to have all that information in the show notes, definitely, how y'all can connect with Stacey. But Stacey, share with us why just you and I, a guide to building better communication habits with your partner. Could you share with the audience why did you choose this as your first book?
Okay, so it's actually funny because this wasn't originally supposed to be like the title of the book or what the book was about. I knew that I wanted to write a book. I wanted to help others using my own experiences, and originally I wanted it to be focused on entrepreneurship. But like it's just something was telling me because especially because the relationship I have with my boyfriend, like everyone says, oh, relationship goals, right? I do not like that term at all because I feel like people they see what they see on the internet and they don't see like all the issues that go on behind the scenes. They don't see the amount of work we put in, and they just look at him and say, oh, you got you found your soulmate, like you guys found your soulmate. So what I wanted people to know is that it's a lot of hard work. So I have the book right here, and the book is it's a workbook because I feel like everybody has different experiences, everybody has a different relationship with their partner, and it's my job to really like help guide them with questions and maybe even little excerpts of my own, but I don't pour my entire life into the book. It's really about you and like your partner putting your own life onto the pages. So it's different questions. It starts off with self-evaluation because you can't blame your partner unless you look at yourself first. Then it goes into various stages of the relationship. And I really wanted to do it this way just so people, especially me, I don't really like self-help that much. I like being able to pour myself on pages. So I felt like, there's no books like this out there. I'll write it. So that's how it started.
Just one nugget that I grabbed from you,
hmm
Stacey, the importance of what you just shared there towards the end. I'm not seeing anything like this in the marketplace, so why not I create it? Come up with a
hmm
solution. You could have did
Exactly.
like countless others who just see something. Why don't somebody write something about this? I'm so sick of
Hmm.
self-help, and why don't they do this? You chose to be proactive and actually create a solution. For all those who are listening to this author spotlight, I want you to think about that in your own lives. Where do you see opportunities where you think it could be something bad or a lack area, but it could be an abundance area where you can add value by creating a solution that could help others. So, with that being said, Stacey, it's one thing to know, okay, hey, I can do this. Um, I can share because I see a need. I need to create a solution. But so many have failed at the task of writing the book. Give us the mental, how did you have the mental fortitude to think to yourself, I can go and do this when so many have failed at the task?
Honestly, I feel like I guess I'm just not afraid of the fear that comes with it. Like I've always had these ideas. Like I remember even quitting my job 3 years ago. It's like I always felt like, let me follow my dreams. Let me do my dreams first. I'm young, I have like the opportunity to do it. And it doesn't even matter about age. I just feel like if you love something, if you have a passion for something, just do it. I feel like fear shouldn't be an issue because like you're gonna fix things regardless. And there's been companies my boyfriend and I have actually started and we not failed, but we just decided like, this isn't our passion, this isn't the direction we want to go into. So, we stopped those things. Even like right now with my branding company, I realized, this isn't what I wanted, this isn't what I started doing. Let me refocus, let me go back to what I wanted to do, let me find my passion again. So I think it's all about following your dreams, following your passions, and just making things happen. If you fail, you fail, but at least you did it.
I love that. I love that what you shared, Stacey, because that's something that I live by myself. I'm thinking to
Hmm.
myself, you can always go back and get another job.
Exactly,
Worst case
exactly.
scenario, I mean, at least try. And I'm not telling everybody out there to just, burn the ships, burn the boats or whatnot. I mean, but what's stopping you from doing something on the weekend? What's stopping you from doing something after you get off of your 9 to 5 that you're
Hmm.
passionate about, that you can grow it and go through that maturation process. So definitely move forward, whether it's a book, whether it's that relationship, whatever it's something spiritual. I love the holistic approach that you stand for, Stacey, because I
Thank
think
you.
it's imperative in today's society, especially with so many, especially the entrepreneurs who are listening to this. You're pouring so much into others, but are you being poured into?
Exactly, yeah.
I want you to think about that. Are you being poured into? And it's nothing wrong. You don't have to be Wonder Woman or Superman. Real successful people understand the value of having a support system and working on a holistic approach to be where you need to be. And speaking of that, could you share with our audience with your busy schedule that you have? You're running multiple companies. Please share. I know they're thinking to themselves, how in the world, while she's doing these getaway trips, she's helping others, she's creating content. She's doing books. Darren, please give us the 411. Give us the scoop. How is this woman creating content for books? So give us some of the hacks or some of the things that you use to be able to create content or get stuff lined out for your books.
Sorry, I think you went out. I can't really hear anything right
Okay. Yeah, I'm still
now.
here.
Still on mute. Can't hear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay, so I think I got the gist of the question. I didn't hear the whole thing, and I still can't hear you,
Uh,
but I'll answer the question. So what I did is, how I like to do the holistic approach. What I did was really just budget my time. I think that's something that's so important because people, when you think of budget, you think of money. I think of budgeting your time. That's something you can't get back. And I feel like if there's certain things that are important, you need to make time for them. Like in the morning time, I have self-care time. Like that's my time. I make sure that I have self-care time because without it, I'd go crazy. I wouldn't have the time to do these things because I'd be so drained and overwhelmed all the time. So in the morning time, I have my self-care time. And then I jump into work and I just budget my time out. So it's like, I'll say I'll have like 3 hours for the branding company, maybe 2 hours for the book, and like a couple hours for the Project Getaway. So it's like it's all about budgeting your time. So I think that's really how I am able to accomplish so much with all these different companies. And also for the book, I remember when I was writing it, I would make sure I would go into spaces like the park or like somewhere with like a nice view. So it puts me in like a creative space. When you're in a creative space, like the juices keep flowing and stuff. And even if I had to wake up in the middle of the night and write something down, it's whenever I get an idea. Sometimes
Mm.
okay, you're back.
Hey, Stacey.
Mhm,
Okay. Yeah. I'm here and whatnot. And I just, and I want to go back to that creative space or
mhm,
place that you get into because I think environment is crucial for its creativity. I think it's
mhm,
also something that you want to think about far as if you're growing your brand, if you're growing your company, or even when you think about relationships to that significant other of yours or whatnot, or your partner or whatever it may be, or for those who have children, pets, it doesn't matter. Your environment is important. So when you brought up that idea, I think that for those who are tuned in, make sure that you're getting an environment that's the conducive to going where you're going. A lot of several people who reach out, whether it's through emails or you responding to the podcast that we do. Some of you wonder why you're not able to create, because you got to look at the environment. If you're around people who are telling you that you can't, I don't believe that you can do that. It's not enough hours in a day, blah blah blah. You need to wait for your kids to graduate. Wait till the next president come in. Or I mean, the list goes on
mhm.
reasons that you can't do it. And when I hear Stacey sharing with us with the Nike, slogan or whatnot of just do it, I see so many people, regardless of what area of life it is, that you just need to do it. If it don't pan out, make the necessary adjustments, learn from it, and move on. And so I love how you represent that, Stacey. And then with this being said, and I just a perfect segue into the impact, because I want to get in that because I can tell that you're a person that's about impact because you're looking at a holistic approach. If not, you will be shallow like how it wouldn't make any sense for you to be on here talking about a holistic approach. So
Mhm.
with that being said, share with the audience what has been your experience with releasing this book and having it where it's interactive, where it's more of a workbook where people are able to have to evaluate themselves, self-assess themselves, and make the necessary adjustments to get where they want to go. Share what's been the response as far as those who have benefited from the book, and also what has it meant to you knowing that you actually created content that's making an impact across the globe.
So I've gotten like an overwhelmingly positive like response from the book. And I didn't think as many people that got it were gonna get it. And I've gotten like so much great feedback from it. And the one thing that really sticks out to me is somebody was like, bruh, this is therapy. Like that was the best response I ever got from anyone because I felt like that was my goal. My goal was to have them sit down with each other because let me briefly explain the rules of the book. So I have like a rule section and it says you need to sit down together and do the book together. So you can't do it on your own. You have to sit down with your partner and do it with them. You have to be open-minded. You can't lie because there's no purpose in going forward with the book if you're going to lie, if you're going to keep things to yourself. So there's rules in place, and the purpose of the book was to make it like a therapy space. So it's like when you're holding this book in your hand, there's no judgment, there's no none of that. Because I feel like outside of that, people will probably like come at each other like, oh, well, you said this and that, blah, blah, blah. But when you're holding the book, it's like I wanted to create like a therapy room. And the fact that he said that, it was like, all right, mission accomplished. Like even if it can help one person, like I did my job. So I'm really happy with the fact that everybody who's telling me about the book, even married couples. This one couple, they were married for 16 years and they did the book and they learned more about each other than they had known in 16 years. I was like, wow. And these two people are like my favorite couple. So it's just like, it's just a great feeling knowing that I was able to do that.
And you know what, Stacey, just listening to what you're sharing here, what, because I know some of the audience is thinking this as well. Does this just come along because of some things that you experienced? You just shared, a couple that were married 16 years, that you're able to help them with this. So was it just a combination of things that you have experienced yourself? Like, how did you create this collage of ideas that are so beneficial to people?
Oh, I love that question. So I know like based on past relationships and things like that, I know that I didn't have the best communication with my partners. So when I met my boyfriend, like we just clicked instantly in the beginning. And, you know, when we found that things were getting like not rocky, but when we found that we had some issues, I was like, okay, we're not going to give up or quit or anything. So we started the system where we would have monthly meetings. So we would sit down with each other and just talk about everything, as far as like, you know, what we want in the future, what's going on right now, are there any issues? And we would follow up every month. I realized that, you know, every month, a lot can happen in a month. So it was hard to keep up. So eventually we started doing weekly meetings. So we still do weekly meetings now. And because of our weekly meetings, I felt like the world should know, like, you know, this is how you should really like conduct your relationships, because it's like a business. It's like anything, you know, you have two people coming together, they have to work together. So I figured, let me just use my own relationship to help others, because I feel like they think it comes so easy and it doesn't. It's like, I honestly, I don't believe in soulmates. I just believe that, you know, you are two people who are working together really hard to make this work, because it's not easy at all.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm telling you, I mean, this girl is just giving us gems today. I mean, she's just dropping them on us today, because I mean, it's so important. And, you know, what you share, Stacey, is for those who are tuned in, whether you're an entrepreneur, if it's in a relationship, don't just get caught up. This is not just a Valentine's Day gig where we're just sharing these notes. You have to have the mindset of putting the work in. I love the part of where you shared that it's not a such thing as a soulmate as being able to prepare and work with each other on a daily basis. I mean, this is work. This is rolling up your sleeves, getting your boots, bootstrapping it, and getting it done, and knowing that you have to evolve. And that's one of the words that some of us don't want to hear, is that, you know, you just can't say, hey, I told you I love you one time, and now you're on the couch eating hot Cheetos, watching reruns of the Golden Girls or whatnot, you know, or Friends. That's not going to help you overall. You have to continue to develop yourself, because if you're growing and your significant other is growing, you got to make sure that y'all keep that middle ground, that purgatory, so where it's a comfort zone. I love too with the issue of having the book, and it's a no judgment zone. Yeah. So now you can be truly genuine. You know, want to be authentic to who you are, because like you said, why are you coming in there and, you know, with a fake diagnosis or whatnot? You know, you're lying to yourself, you're lying to your partner, and it's it's worthless the time to have it there. So for those who are listening, make sure that you go get this book as well. And I want to take this opportunity, please, Stacey, share with the audience how they can connect with you on social media, any handles, and also a website where they can purchase the book.
Okay. My Instagram is at Stacey J. So it's STACEY_JAYYY. And where they can purchase the book is www.staceytheauthor.com.
Okay. Hey, make sure that you go get this book. You know, I'm just listening to her. This girl got, you know, she got value that's just oozing out all over the place. Because I'm just thinking to myself, I had to put it on mute because I'm over there just saying, I don't want to go back and we have to do a bunch of editing, but I'm over here just thinking, like, yeah, wow. You know, it was just awesome things that she's sharing. And I love it because it's transferable. So once again, wherever you are, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in business, whether it's in your health, whether it's in your spiritual life, the things that she's shared with us are beneficial in all areas of your life. So I don't want you to get caught up on, well, I'm not in a relationship right now. You know, well, I just broke up. Don't go there with it, people. Please, you know, if you got this book, you probably wouldn't be broken up with the person you know, for one thing. And then the other thing is just making sure that you realize it might be, you know what, I'm not where I need to be as far as my health, but how do I get back? How do I address it? How do I keep it in front of me so I'm not just making this a new year, new me type of thing? How do I do the same kind of process instead of where I meet with myself or have an accountability partner where I'm looking at myself on a weekly basis? How am I aligning? How's my work ethic aligning with my goals? You know, I have a dream of doing this. I have a dream of being this size or this body percentage or whatnot as far as fat that I want or whatever it may be for you, or those 6-pack or 12-pack abs, whatever you want to be. You want to reduce it from a keg to 6-pack. So whatever that thing is, you know, you can get it done by the principles and the tips that Stacey is sharing with us. So Stacey, I just want to thank you so much for coming on to the Author Spotlight.
Thank you for
It's been a
having
great
me.
time, and we definitely got to connect on some other things that we're doing as well. But I want you to speak to that person out there who thinking to themselves, it makes sense, Stacey is brilliant, she's beautiful, she has a great relationship. She has businesses. It makes sense for her to come out with a book. But I'm not Michelle Obama. I'm not Stacey. I'm not Warren Buffett or Carlos Slim. I don't have all the titles, but I have a story that I want to share. And there's so many books out there. Why should I put my story out there to the world? So could you speak to that person and let them know why it's important for them to share their story regardless of who they are?
I think it's so important for people to just go after their dreams. I remember I seen this quote one time. I don't know it word for word, but it said, the book, somebody's favorite book could be your book that you haven't written yet. So I feel like it's so important for people to know that no matter what your story is, just tell it to the world. You never know who needs it. Like there are so many authors like the J.K. Rowlings and like the people who are rich and famous like Warren Buffett and things like that. Like you could be the next Warren Buffett. You just have to do what you need to do. Everything that you need to do just needs to align with like who you are and just follow your passion. Honestly, I feel like following your passion, you can go no wrong with that. I know a lot of people like they like to chase the money and things like that, but what they don't realize is that when you're doing what you love, one, it doesn't feel like it's a job, and two, the money will come. Like I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's so true. Like there's been times where I was chasing the money and then it wasn't coming, and then once I started focusing on my passion, that's when it came. And it's like it doesn't even matter at that point because I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Like your happiness and your sanity comes first. So I think that's what I want to leave people with.
All right. All right. I wish I had a mic, but I don't have a mic. So the pen. Drop the mic on us today for the Author Spotlight. So I'm not going to come up with anything else after that right there. Make sure that this is an episode that you want to listen back to, that you want to make sure that you take notes to it and really listen to what she's sharing with us. Because like I said, it's bigger than what some of you are thinking about right now. And I hope that we got the point across of that this woman is just sharing a tremendous value with us for every area of our life. She was truly genuine when she talked about the holistic approach. So if you're not thinking about you, and I love that part, and I want to leave you all with that, of making sure that you invest in yourself daily. Mm-hmm. Now, even though the book might be between you and your partner, but you heard how Stacey shared how she starts her day off by pouring into herself. So before she get into it with talking to team members or connected with vendors, whatever it may be, or a significant other, she's pouring into herself. I take the same approach with my beginning of my morning as well. Others who I know who are winning, they are doing the same thing. So make sure that you do what Stacey does and pour into yourself to be able to have the type of production and to make the type of impact that you want to have in your life. But until next time, thank you so much again, Stacey, for coming on.
And thank you so much for having me. This is great.
Anytime. And for those who are tuned in, remember that this is the year for your new book. And if you won't change, be the change. Until next time, be blessed and be great.